Actually, Algeria won a war against terror and could oblige the terrorists and the Islamists to play by Algeria's rule. So it means that we had a process of reconciliation, forced reconciliation. It was not very effective, in my opinion, because I think that Algeria is under PTSD. The whole country is under PTSD and still
traumatic stress disorder.
exactly, and it's still suffering about this loss of grieving. And the grief is important when you do a reconciliation, and the Algerians did not have this opportunity to grieve and to talk about it and to exercise this evil that was in so common in Algeria. So yes, but de-radicalization means also anticipation, means also ability to hear what the other need. It's also a kind of empathy. So as a state, as a government, we need to understand that the other part, the enemy, can also be afraid of anything that could be dictated from the authority. So it means also that an authority trying to de-radicalize people from its own society should first think about reconciliating the point of view and finding the minimum common ground to initiate a dialogue. So de-radicalization is a matter of dialogue. It's also a matter of religious knowledge, and it's key here. One thing that make some people get radicalized is their lack of knowledge of the religion, knowledge of Islam, and their misinterpretation of some parts of this religion. One thing that we could oppose to this situation is highly capable imams or highly capable officials who could enter into debates, religious, scientific debates, with those people and explain to them that with all the tools the modern science can give us, we can have a better insight and a better look on the religion and on the precepts of the Islam. It's hard to implement a full spectrum reforms on this religion on the global scale, but it's quite easy to enforce a certain idea of the religion locally by the authority, as Islam in politics understands the necessity of a civil organization. So this civil organization, I mean the authority, the political authority, could dictate and could act on the details that are in the religion. And as a guarant of social peace and social life for the Muslims, the Islamic religion recognizes the authority of the state and of the politics. So it means that locally, Morocco is a great example because it's a monarchy and the king is claiming to be the Amir al-Mu'minin. So he has enough legitimacy to implement any reforms on the religion in his country. Also in the other countries, as soon as the president or the leader is Muslim, he has the right legally as a leader, as a political leader, to implement reforms as well. So that should not be a big problem. And that can go very, very far. For instance, they can stop sentences, they can stop implementing or applying punishments such as cutting hands, such as death penalty. This is something which is totally doable, even in a religious point of view, by a legitimate leader. So this is something doable. At least the government should protect different voices and minorities in their countries, including minority voices within the Islamic religion. At least the classical media, I mean TV, newspaper and radios, should a minimum not increase all these fake debates and all these polemics regarding the religion. They also should look at the radicalization and the religious matters in an out-of-the-box optics. So desacralize a little bit the topics related to religion, and open the possibility to researchers and people who have an out-of-the-box view on the religion to express themselves. And I think the classical media as in opposition on the social networks and this guerrilla media that are the social media. The classical media should play on quality rather than quantity, rather than effet d'annonce. They really should focus on the making the right information available as much as possible, and become a knowledge database for the people, rather than being only a channel of communication. So yeah, it's a huge transformation that today media will have to face. It's quite challenging, because it means that media should give up on the battle of the exclusive information, and should more open its columns to specialists and also scholars, and also go more on the pedagogy and the explanation.